is he brought $1 million cash to $1 million worth of game. And apparently in the background of this video
The shooters in there,
is not only the leader of Mike City, the gang, but AJ, who's a member of Mike City.
Come on, folks.
Now within the federal paperwork, they would show a picture from the Aha music video and a man's face would be blurred out. And then obviously Reddit's gonna do what Reddit's gonna do, but this.
My brother D-Thing just got, and I've been slow since, but we got get back on their ass. I bet they know this. And on bro, I'm speaking facts. This ain't no diss. Keep the police out my business. We don't post. Trigger happy. I be with Zuna and we on 4-6. They like Durk, his ass a singer. He won't smoke shit. You can believe whatever you want. I got your folks here. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I am flipped today. But 1090 Drake dropped a video, so we gotta watch it. He's saying that Lil Durk, the voice of the trenches, they saying it's looking bad for him. They saying that the people he paying for bodies, that he paying $1 million worth of game to catch a hat, is literally telling about the hits that they did. They saying he put $1 million bounties on people, all types of craziness. So we got to see the full breakdown of what's going on with Lil Durk this video. I made some money. Make sure I like, comment, subscribe. We about to get straight into it. Skate.
Man, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's 1090 Jake, man. I'm rocking with y'all rocking with me. And for this video, we're going to be speaking on the Chicago hitman that was apparently in jail, talking to a confidential source, saying Lil Durk paid him for a hit. Now you don't have to crash.
Whoa. They ain't give me no
cash. Now this is Pacer, right? The official site you go on for federal paperwork.
Oh, it's a paperwork party.
This, I'm gonna clarify though for the confusion out there. This isn't Durk's case. This is the United States of America versus Preston Powell, aka Marley. This is Marley, this handsome young guy from Chicago. And Marley is charged with the murder of Stephon Mack, right? So I'm assuming Stephon Mack is here, and these two guys are firing out of a vehicle.
I think we watched about this. I think these two slid together. I think Stephon Mack was linked to D-Thing, Lil Durk brother dying. You know, D-Thing died out here, out in the south suburbs at this club. They shut the club down right afterwards. But it's like south suburbs of Chicago got a bunch of, it's where the more affluent, wealthier black people is at. You know what I mean? So you'll still run into some street folks, some folks who done ran up their street money, all that. You run into the south suburbs after that. So I think they was literally on a hit together. He was just kind of trying to get the bread. He wasn't really sliding. He got out on feet, hawking stuff down, and he was really trying to go get that baggage. And it was a Ring camera footage, him literally yelling buddy name like Marley, on camera, 4K, Ultra HD.
Clearly, this skinny dude isn't this one, so this has to be Bigums over here. And yeah, you know, this is how he takes his pictures. You see him on Tinder. He's like, yeah, you know, ladies, I'm single. This is how he looks. This is Marley right here.
Oh, he's different.
So Marley is charged with his participation in this killing, right? And Elmer Fudd over here is AJ. This would be AJ. Now we're gonna get into AJ, but let's jump into the paperwork real quick, right? The introduction. The government previously moved for use of the entirety of co-defendant Anthony Montgomery Wilson's recorded statements against defendant Preston Powell. Now Anthony is AJ, Powell is Marley, right?
Oh, tell him.
And we're just gonna get right into it.
Did it on accident.
By way of this submission, the government proposes that the court allow for the admission of 3 limited excerpts. So they're introducing these 3 things, speaking on
Montgomery Wilson,
this murder, right? And up here it would say, the excerpts simply show that Montgomery Wilson's motivation for killing Mack was to collect a cash bounty that had been put out for Mack's murder by individual A and his associates with OTF. Individual A is obviously Lil Durk. Now the first excerpt would state, In this excerpt, AJ explained to the confidential source that the bounty for killing Youngin, which was Mac's nickname, was 70 grand.
The 70
and that AJ tried to get the amount increased to 90. AJ, next thing you know, that's a dub. Reminds me, we was having a conversation, shorty. Ken told me like, shit, he a 70 ball right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna try to get him to go to a 90. We trying to...
Ken told him that. I know Ken the one that he got booked before. They say he was talking. They say he was talking to them people.
Get 90 out of him for this shit.
I'm not
confidential
saying that
source for a motherfucker.
I'm just watching
AJ
the video, y'all.
For Youngin. Excerpt 2. In this excerpt, AJ explained to the confidential source that although individual A, aka Durk, contributed $50,000 to the bounty for killing Mac, AJ only collected a portion of those funds. AJ, look, Jam, this what Jam told Didi. I mean, he told Bondo. Like, Bug, he say, man, Durk gave up 50, shorty. He only paid me a dub, so it's 30 missing. Remind you, I'm locked up. So he's saying Durk gave 50, but he only got paid 20. And 30,000 is missing.
So Durk gave him.
And in this excerpt, AJ would explain to the confidential source that he received approximately.
So he's talking to a confidential informant, which is basically telling the police, Little Durk gave me $50,000 to smoke this man. No, bro. No, I know y'all heard that last Lil Durk album, bro. He didn't do it, bro. You telling me he putting bags on people's head? Absolutely not.
$40,000 for killing Mac. Confidential source. So altogether, you got 35. AJ, 35,000, and then another 5 from JD and them, which they supposed to give me 100. Shorty, they really owe me 100,000.
They really owe him 100.
These 3 limited excerpts exclusively concern AJ's admissions to the confidential source that he killed Mac to collect a payment that had been offered by Durk and his associates for the murder. The statements were clearly against AJ's interests and are independently corroborated by other evidence. These 3 limited excerpts are highly probative of the 4 higher components of Mac's murder, and their admission would not be unfairly prejudicial to Powell, right?
This is bad.
Now, Powell is basically arguing against what AJ said because, you know, AJ is obviously making it look like, hey, you know, we did this because they paid us to do this. That's why we did it. The 3 limited excerpts from AJ's recorded statements to the confidential source provide critical context for those text messages. Now, this is the text. Powell, what's up with OTF? AJ, nothing.
What's up with OTF?
Powell, what you mean? They not paying? AJ, we waiting. He comes up here on the 17th. Powell, aight. Now on February 17th, 2020.
How you know what day the most famous rapper in the town come to town?
Durk was in Chicago conducting a podcast interview, which...
Keep in mind, these niggas so slow, they probably doing this on an iPhone. Me, I'm so paranoid, I wouldn't even talk like this on a damn flip phone. What's wrong with it?
AJ attended. That day, Powell texted AJ, stand on that while you with Durk them. The following day, Powell texted AJ, did Durk give you that money? This is very important. It's stating that Durk was in Chicago to do a podcast interview.
Right.
And AJ, who had already killed Mac, showed up. And Marley's telling him, make sure you stand on that. Tell Durk we need that money, right?
Tell Durk we need that.
So AJ shows up and is supposed to ask Durk for this money, for this killing. And it just so happens the podcast is $1 million worth of game. Now the paperwork states the interview was conducted on February 22nd. And this interview would drop March 10th, 2022, giving time for editing or whatever else. But this wasn't the only thing recorded that day.
Editing, promotion,
Durk's music video, Aha, was also recorded that day in the same studio.
Aha? What? So Aha was a confession, fool? No, hell no, bro. Let's listen to the beginning. Let me recite the beginning of Aha for everybody who done forgot, bro. Everything I'm saying in this all props, just in case the police listening, you know. Don't respond to with Vaughn. I'm like, you tripping. Go get your gun. They dropping locations. I'm getting it done. Tweeting, we sliding. The feds are coming. Come on, fool. This is a real crash mission, fool. Y'all know Chicago niggas known for crashing out.
Space, and the interview along with Durk's new song Aha would drop on the same day, February 22nd. Now the funny thing about this, right, is he brought $1 million cash to $1 million worth of game. And apparently in the background of this video,
the shooters in there,
is not only the leader of Mike City, the gang, but AJ, who's a member of Mike City.
Come on, folks.
Now, within the federal paperwork, they would show a picture from the Aha music video, and a man's face would be blurred out. And then obviously, Reddit's gonna do what Reddit's gonna do. But this,
my brother D-Thing just got, and I've been slow since, but we got get back on their ass. I bet they know this. And on bro, I'm speaking facts. This ain't no diss. Keep the police out my business. We don't post. Trigger happy. I be with Zuna and we on 4-6. They like Durk, his ass a singer. He won't smoke shit. You can believe whatever you want. I got your folks here.
This is supposedly the leader of Mike City. And AJ can be seen in the background of the music video. Stephon Max Killer AJ from Mike City was at Lil Durk's Aha music video shoot. The same video that he dropped less than a month after Stephon died, and he was claiming he got back for D-Thing and got someone's folks hit.
Unbelievable. A multi-millionaire.
So again, this whole murder took place because Stephon Mack allegedly had something to do with D-Thing's brother getting killed outside of a club.
Lil Durk brother D-Thing.
And then the music video would drop, people would start putting the pieces together, but the feds haven't indicted Durk for this murder. These two guys have been indicted. And these two guys are apparently throwing Durk's name around, or at least AJ is. And the feds looked at everything. So Durk did a podcast interview. AJ was in attendance. While AJ's in attendance, Marley's telling him to press Durk about the fucking money they're owed, while there's $1 million sitting on the table in front of him. But again, the most important thing to take away from this situation is this doesn't have shit to do with Durk's case. I see the blogs talking about it all over the place, and a lot of people are thinking that this is gonna bury Durk deeper or have an effect on him. Durk is not indicted on this murder. Durk has nothing to do with this fucking case. This is just them saying, oh, Durk was supposed to pay us.
You know what's worrisome about that though? If the feds know all of this information and they not even thinking to add this on the Durk case, that means they pretty confident that they're gonna get him on the first one. And I can guarantee you this: if they don't get him on the first one, they're gonna try and get him on the second one. If they don't get him on the second one, they better try to get him on the third one. This is just basically them building a mountain of evidence. You know how hard it is, a jury of unknowing, a jury of people who just don't even have any connection to this. If you just keep showing them a bunch of bodies dropping connected to your name, that's why they're trying to use his music connected to your name. I think we can prove your character. That's the problem. Your character.
Marley saying go press Durk. At no point in time does it say he said anything to Durk at all. At no point in time does anybody say Durk actually exchanged any fucking money. They're naming everybody else.
Durk run the streets
That's the
worldwide.
thing.
Everybody knew that.
They're trying to tie Durk into all of these situations, but nobody is actually saying Durk did this, Durk did that, and there's no proof of it actually even happening.
Okay.
So keep that in mind when you hear these things. But as far as these two guys go, there seems to be a ton of evidence against them regarding this murder. They're trying to say the intent was because they were getting paid. Apparently, they didn't get paid the full amount. So keep that in mind. All you young ones out there that want to go out here and catch hats, this and that. Dudes is allegedly saying they got 70 on their head, 100 on their head. None of these people are getting paid. What was the situation with Young Dolph? He had however much on his head, and they allegedly got paid like $500.
Yeah, these boys slow.
You better off just getting a regular job. You don't have to crash to get cash. You could download the free Cash app. It's just people talk good. Things sound good. But if you think 100,000 is just gonna land on your lap, and then this dude's in jail trying to figure out how he's gonna get his money.
Dumb.
Who are you gonna talk to? You can't get on the jail phone and call anybody. So instead, he's venting to his cellmate, who just so happens to be a confidential source. And he's feeding all that information back to the feds. Oh, so you got 30 or 35? No, I ended up getting this, and then this one threw a little bit on top of that. And he's probably exaggerating still because he doesn't want to look stupid to dude that's in the cell with him. You know, they're going to throw a little bit of extra, you know, just to make it sound like they didn't get played, when in all actuality, they went and caught a body and didn't get shit out of it. But hey, let me know y'all's thoughts and comments in the comment section. It's 1090 Jake.
I don't know what these folks think life is, bro. They think they could just complete a bunch of GTA missions and they gonna get rich and just fly off and just drive off into the ocean on their super yacht. Like, boy, you slow as hell. Them people coming to pick you up. And we was listening to them phone calls you had, too. And we put the CI in your room, too. That informant, that dude you was talking to, that was your homie. The police on you. Shit's slow, folks. Put it on the internet for us. We got content. What the fuck be wrong, niggas, man? Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe to MasoMoney, though. I ain't even gonna crash you out. We similar though. I could tell you something about the rat.